Mel Kiper and said we didn't knock this one out the park. He gave us an A, but he really meant to give us an A plus. Does everybody feel that way? Is it an A plus? Let's find out. You on the BART. Next stop, Mel Kiper Way. Let's
just win, baby.
Let's win, baby. What's goody? What's goody? What's goody in your hoodie? It's your boy Black, the quarterback, back with another installation, another Bart Barry Raider talk. And I'm with my Nizzle for Chizzle. Pizzle, what's good, Pizzle?
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you doing?
Oh man, I can't call it without I can't call it yet. But so the draft is over. And now it's time to let it all set in. Because the word on the wire is the Raiders knocked this one out the park. I know during the weekend it was kind of mixed emotions. What's up with Jeffrey?
What up, Jeffrey?
What's up with the chat Raider? And so what we gonna find out, what we gonna talk about is, did we knock the draft out the park? I want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about Mendoza. Should he be the day one starter? What are we gonna do with AOC? Tyree Wilson was a shocker to some that he got kicked up out of her. And, and about the overall draft, and take a look at the people that we drafted. So, with that being said, what was your initial thoughts about the draft, brethren?
I didn't really like it too much, to be honest, but it is what it is. They definitely addressed the safety position in the corners, which is what I guess they felt like they needed to do. And that's all I could say, man. I wish they would have, addressed the D tackle position or the nose guard position, but these guys know what they know best. We're just fans, and we got to ride with what they're picked, and we'll have to see what happens, next year. Like you said, there's a picture, right? There's a picture, and they see the giant picture. They went and got their corners and their safeties that they think that, is going to move us into next year. Like you said, we're not really. This year's draft wasn't about winning for this year. It's about winning for next year and the year after and the year after that. So we just have to be patient. And, maybe they have to reevaluate the defensive line for next year's draft or the year after. I'm not sure. But, your boy is just like, when your safeties are making a combined 200 tackles, there's a problem with the defensive line.
Right. Because we did the series. Y'all make sure y'all go look back on the page. We did a series where we talked about all the skill positions and the coaches and everything. And one thing that stuck out to us when we got to our secondary was our safeties had 200 tackles. Like, that's entirely way too much. Now, I'm not saying I did not understand your sentiment and the frustration of us not getting a D tackle day two. But we didn't understand like what they were doing behind the scenes, because they ended up getting rid of Tyree Wilson. Because once we got that DN, we were like, I know I was like, okay, why did we get him? And why did we get him where we got him? Instead of not going after like a Lee Hunter or something like that. And then come to find out Tyree Wilson was being shipped out. And so, okay, that made sense. And I was like, okay, we needed to fill, I think, our secondary more than the D-line, because we drafted players and we had some players there. At least we had players to fill there. We didn't have players to fill in the back end, so I think that's why we end up going secondary heavy that in the third and fourth round. But then once they got the D tackle later and the wide receiver later, which are both high needs of ours, especially the receiver, And even the D tackle, I was like, okay, Pizzle. So I guess we have players there, So if that is a need that we need to address next year, we can get those two positions at a high clip in the first and second round, and then that'll dramatically improve where we're at because we got all the ancillary spots taken care of. So that's kind of what my thought process was about that.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But at the same time, I just the Tyree Wilson move I think is a good move. The offensive lineman, I thought we were good with that, but I guess we had to. He's a good guard though. I watched a little bit of footage with him and on him. He looks pretty good, so I'm not upset about that. Like I said, I'm not. I was just a little deterred. That's all. I was just a little upset that we didn't. But it's like you said, dude. We're fans. We don't know the whole thing. So I can't be super bitter about it. I guess one day we'll draft a DT.
One day. Hey, but look, hey, if we don't get one next season, you got the license to ill for sure because it is a need that we needed. My thought process was this going into the draft. Sure, there was players that I liked because I've grown to like them just watching the process. A lot of these players, people have never watched these players played before. They're looking at clips, right? And then they feel like they'll fit. Okay, fine, they might or they might not. But how I adjusted the draft was I have the people I like because I have some players that I like that we didn't get, and it was a bummer. But I also looked at who did they draft. Not necessarily where they drafted them at, because I understand that's kind of like a jockeying game amongst them that they know with each other. But who they actually draft and why they draft them. So we went first round, we went quarterback, obviously, with Fernando Mendoza. Then we went safety with Stukes. We're going to call Stukes, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, Stukes at safety. That was a need. I felt like we really needed to have a safety, because there's no way we can go into the next offseason with Paulo Mau and Chin who play the same position, and we need a free safety. So we addressed that. And then when we got Keyron Crawford, that was the kind of like the edge rusher was like, whoa, what's that about? And then we went and got the guard and Zul. So let's start with the first pick, Fernando Mendoza. A lot of people are saying we should draft back. A lot of the sentiment is why draft a quarterback if he's not prepared to play week one. I'm confused at why people are confused about it. Like, I don't understand the need to go out there and throw him out there when we don't have to. Like, we're not in a desperate position, so why act desperate? So what you think, bro?
Well, they've been telling us all offseason that they're going to sit him, right? So I don't know why they would go back on that all of a sudden, unless, of course, Cousins gets hurt, from like week 7 or week 8 or something, week 9, which hope he doesn't. And that's always going to be a problem if Kirk Cousins can't, last. But hopefully, the upgrades that we did on the offensive line are going to come through for us in a big way with the run game. And that'll take a lot of pressure off of, obviously, it'll take a lot of pressure off of Cousins. And if he does get hurt, then the run game will take a lot of pressure off of Mendoza too. Like, you can't just throw our guy back there and expect him to throw 40 times a game and win throwing the ball 40 times a game. He's not that kind of quarterback. He's got to, I don't know if he is or not. I've never seen him have to throw the ball. So that's my issue. Just everyone's just going to have to hurry up and pump their brakes and wait. If they said that they're going to let him sit, they want to make sure that he knows the playbook. He's picked up the playbook, right? They don't want us somebody who's not smart enough to not know the system. They want him to learn what he needs to learn first, which is, you were talking about the other night, which is why some of these guys, maybe we didn't draft them because maybe they're not football smart. Maybe they're college smart, but they're not football smart.
Yeah. Or they just might not be a locker room fit either, because football smart for sure. Because what we have going on in this locker room is, I could tell we have a high intelligence, high expectation, high accountability franchise right now, and that's exactly what we need. What's up with Willie Wayne though?
What up, Willie Wayne?
And so that's what we need. So we need those kind of players that's gonna come in. And one thing that sold me on our second pick, no, on our third pick, is something that he said that made me feel like, okay, cool. But let's get to Fernando first. Starting day one, like you said, Kubiak said no. You know what I'm saying? Ideally, you wouldn't want to.
Nope.
I don't. People are saying that, this guy is 22. I seen a Kansas City Chief fan was saying that this is going to turn our franchise around, which I agree. He was saying that we essentially need to start him right now, and I totally disagree. We have, like you said, we need to make sure this. You don't play the game on paper, right? It does look good on paper, but you got to put it out there on the field. So while we tinkering with it, see what our continuity of our line is, see where we're going to actually put players, where they're going to play, because I think there's going to be a couple position battles at that line position, so especially at the guard position and even at the right tackle position. So we got to find out what's going to be what, and then you need a KG vet like Cousins that understands, okay, I don't need to bail the pocket. I could just move a little bit this way, my strong side, because he has the experience. He's not so quick to leave the pocket, or his feet not happy. So that's why I think it's a good thing that we have a Kirk Cousins. Then that way we can have a Mendoza that can sit there and process it, and whenever he needs to, we can hit the ground, not necessarily running, but we could hit the ground jogging, as I heard.
Yeah, well, Cousins knows the system already, right? So all he's got to do is come in here and learn a little bit different language, because I'm sure he changed it up a little bit from what they were doing at Minnesota, because he's been to a couple of other places other than Minnesota since then. So he's picked up new terminology with the offense, and Cousins got to learn that too, which I don't think is going to be very difficult for him to do, right? So, but yeah, I just don't see them starting him. I know a lot of people are going to be upset. Well, why do you pick a number one and then not start him? Well, because you don't want him to turn out like David Carr,
right? It's not right.
Or Alex Smith, or
RG3.
Yeah, there's a list of them.
Yeah. Why not do the Mahomes thing? That's the most recent successful blueprint. Sit him, and later on in the season, if the situation permits, then he comes into the game. But don't throw him out there just because he's the number one pick, especially if y'all saying that in any other draft he wouldn't have been number one. He would have been the bottom of the first round quarterback. So I'm trying to figure out why y'all trying to throw him out there, if that is true, because it could very well be true, right? It might be that his cerebral is better than his physical. I'm not buying into that yet, right? Because I'm hearing people say he don't have a deep ball and all that other stuff, and I've seen him make all the throws. But okay, fine. Let's see how that translates in the NFL. But as far as him just have to go out there and start because he's the number one, I think that just doesn't make sense on his face, just because he's the number one. Especially if we have a player where we don't have to stick him out there. Like, we've been doing things so right up until this point. Matter of fact, it didn't just start this year. The things that we've been doing, we've actually been trying to do things. They might not have worked, but we've tried things. I like the fact that we even tried with Pete Carroll, and I thought it was a good hire. And being that the things didn't work, they pivot off of it real quick, like instead of trying to keep making it work. Like I said before, I'm liking what we're doing. I'm seeing the pieces that are looking like they're going to fit. They look like they're cemented in. We're going to have some continuity and some stability. So now let's just get the pieces in place. Now that we, got the good head office, like I said, we win championships from the top down, not the player up. Now we can focus on the player.
Well, I think that I'm not saying like he's not going to start, but if we're getting blown out or we're blowing somebody out, he might come in and run like in the fourth quarter, the last few minutes of the fourth or whatever. You know what I mean? Or, he might play the preseason too. He might come out and play a few times, a few reps in the preseason. They're going to give him some playing time because he needs some reps, but he's not going to be a starter, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you right here, Willie Wayne. He'll be ready real fast, and the O-line isn't tuned yet. So play a few games and see what we got. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're so used to being in this mindset of lack that when we have abundance, we still act like we have a lack. Like no, just slow down, chill. And what I understood was people see. And I didn't think people was going to take this literal when Pete Carroll said he's won 10 games every year. He just said that to mean that we're going to win games this year. Don't think 10, but I knew that when he said it. But I'm hearing people say now that he's gone, that I'm scared to jump off the ledge because I was thinking 10 games last year, and I like what I'm seeing here, but I don't want to jump off the ledge because I thought 10, and I'm like, look, hey, it was y'all fault last year thinking that. Like, even with this year, I wouldn't even think 10 games, right? It could be possible, but it's not really highly probable. Like, how do you go from 3 wins to 10 wins like that, and everything is brand new-key? You know what I'm saying? I can see if you already had a good defense. You know what I'm saying? I can see if the head office is already screwed on straight. But we're just now coming together, having a meeting of the minds, so I can see 6-7 games of being like a 10-game win. 10-season win season for us. So right now we're in a position where we got options. We're in win-win situations right now. Let's just take our time. Don't sit there and try to look at the record this year unless we start getting to 7 games real quick. Then get excited. But the excitement y'all had last year, y'all can have it this year. Win, lose, or draw, because this is a way better situation than we've ever been in like at least the last, I would say since 2016. I'm going to say that. So 10 years. I'm going to give it 10 years.
Well, Chucky was all right in 2019 or whatever, in 2020 when they went to the playoffs or whatever before they kicked him out. I think it even goes further back than that. I think it goes back to 98. 98, the 98, 99, 2000s. That's the early 2000s is what I'm thinking. Because you just got to be now, everybody's got to be not in a hurry to hurry up and try and win. Because I know that's what everybody wants. But right now we got the best coach that we could have gotten. We got the number 1 overall pick. Now we just got to let shit play out for a couple of years. Let the process play out. Don't be in a hurry and don't be like, oh, well, we didn't win anything. Can't expect to do that. You're building the team. It takes, and you're getting his guys, which is what he wants to build his defense the way he wants to build it. He wants to build his offense the way he wants to build it. And that's what it's going to be. And now next year, we're probably going to get, another wide receiver or something, but that's next year. But because, he's going to want to bring in his guys, right? That's what it comes down to. Whenever you have a turnover of rosters, we've gone over this. It takes 3 years, dude, a minimum of 3 years, because you got to rotate all of these players out. You can't get rid of all the players in one time. You can't bring in 93 players all at once. So you have to rotate them out, draft who you want to draft, and bring them in, get them acclimated, and get them adjusted to what you want to do, learning your system, and go from there. Like, nobody wants to use somebody else's everybody has their own way they want to build their team, right? So they want to build their roster their way with their people. Some things are going to be left we have that are good that he's not going to want to change. Jeanty, Bowers, I don't know about Tucker, but we got people that he's not. We have pillars in place that he's not going to get rid of. But for everybody else, they're on the chopping block, in my opinion.
Well, a lot of these guys, especially receivers, they're in their contract year, so they'll know if they're gonna get in where they fit in this year based on how well they do. Because we're gonna probably go out and get a stud wide receiver next year in our first couple rounds, and we probably gonna get a D tackle, even if we do find some guys that play well. But that means, like we were saying, we got Booker the fourth, and what's the other guy, Butler? Like the guys are getting older, like. So at the end of the day, if you guys are not performing, you
gotta go.
You gotta go, right? You gotta go. You gotta go, and you can tell that we're pulling the trigger because, what are we gonna do with AOC? Because I've been hearing some things like AOC is gonna be the backup, while Mendoza be the emergency third. And all this other stuff. So I don't understand it, how we go from he got to start at 1 and then he got to be the emergency quarterback at 3. Why don't we just listen to what they're telling us? They're telling us the best quarterback is going to start, right? So if Mendoza do come in there and he beat out a Kirk Cousins at this point in his career, then we really got a quarterback on our hands. If that is the case, right? If it's close, they're probably going to go with Kirk Cousins, which would make sense. Same thing they did with Gardner Minshew and AOC, I guess, right? They went with the experience. And then if it fall apart, bring him in. But AOC couldn't stay in. But whatever. He's gonna be the backup. And do you think he's gonna be on this team?
No, I don't think he's gonna make it. I think they're going to get rid of him. He doesn't fit anything that Kubiak does, I don't think. He's too much of a pocket passer. He doesn't move very well. He's just like he's like a statue. Even Matt Ryan can move a little bit. The problem with AOC is he just, I don't know. He just doesn't seem like he likes to move too much. No, I don't know. Maybe he can work some quarterback magic with him. I don't know, but it's not something that I think that he wants to invest in. I don't think he wants to invest his time and energy into AOC. And that's where the problem is, right? So I thought maybe we got some didn't we get some undrafted free agents?
Yeah, we'll go over those on Wednesday.
Okay.
I haven't looked into those guys, but I hear a lot of people are excited about the undrafted free agents we got. I heard we did well there. Mm-hmm. So I gotta look into that. But the Raiders are doing good. So I'm with you on that. I don't think AOC really does. He doesn't fit the play action, mobility, quarterback, and he's gonna end up getting hurt anyway. So I think he's out of here. That's what I think. Let me just say it like that.
Yeah, I think he's on borrowed time. They might get him around for a backup. Who knows? I don't really think so though, because he doesn't really fit the system that we have. He's a more of a, I don't know, a conventional stand in a pocket kind of guy. So I don't think that he's going to make it. But who knows?
Yeah, he might shock us. All right. All right, let's see. So let's go to our second round pick. Treydan Stukes. We got a Stokes and we got a Stukes. So y'all gonna get Stucks. So here we go. 6 pass defended, 52 tackles, 4 picks, PFF rating number 6 out of damn near 900 players. So 6'1", 190. So the thing with him, right? He has the ability to guard your in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
He has the range to be free safety. And I think what we're doing in our defense is not so much about who's starting, it's about who's going to thrive in what packages. We're going to have different packages. And we're going to have some ball hawks because that's what we drafted, some ball hawks. We already have some hitters. Because the important thing, like Pizzle say, what you got to do is you either got to run or stop the run, right? You got to be able to run. You got to be able to stop the run. So I think we built our defense on stopping the run, and then on the back end have some ball hawks that hopefully while we create pressure, they get the ball. And this is one of the guys right here that we picked and we thought really, really high of. So let's take a look at his highlight text real quick, film real quick.
Make sure you turn the music off though. That way you don't get no infringements or anything, you know?
Yeah. Right. See, look at that. All these are deep balls. This is what I like. I was impressed with that. Now, you know how you got to have the ball tracked before you can just grab it from the receiver before he even high points it? Look, that's being an athlete. That's something that you can't teach. You could have just knocked that down. I like that. He's sticking his head in there. The league. Oh, he went for the ball. I like that. That's one thing we said we were talking. A lot of people are saying that they want people to, on defense, to take the ball away. It's not that easy to take the ball away, y'all. But we got players that could do it. So they heard our cry. Because that's what I think we drafted. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah. Was this against Colorado? They were scraping Colorado.
Well, Dion ain't there anymore, right?
No, he there.
Oh, I thought he moved on.
Unless they got rid of him just recently. I think he's still there. Yeah, we got a ball hawk. What up with it, Jack? So.
What up, Jack?
A lot of people felt like right there we could have went D tackle, or even next round we could have went D tackle, but we went safety. We went defense. We start off offense, we went defense. So I think that was a pretty good pick for us. Yeah, we need ball hawks on the other end, and we need helps at the corner position because we're really thin there and unsure there. So, because I think we want to have packages where we want to have Palomau and Chin in like you said, like I said, like a 3rd and 8. But like you said, can we get them in a 3rd and 8? That would require us to stop them on 1st down, like 2 yards, stop them on 2nd down from a pass or something like that. Or if they do run it, we got to stop them again. That's a 3rd and 8, right? So now we can bring those box safeties in, you know, because they're not going to go for no 20-yard pass or no 12-yard pass or nothing like that. Then we can stop them from running screens and all the other stuff. Now, if we do get ourselves in a situation where it's an obvious pass situation, we can pull our ball hawks in. We don't have to put Palomalo out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be about the numbers so much. It's going to be about who thrive and what packages. And I think where Coach Robbie could thrive at is you got to call the right defenses at the right time because all eyes on you. All eyes on you.
Well, like you said, he might be depth. Palomalo might be depth for Chin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the other thing, right? Because that way we have depth there already. We already have 2 guys that could play that position. Now we brought in a guy who could actually play free safety, right? And so now we got depth at the position too. If somebody gets hurt, then he can come in, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe they're thinking that way too. You know, killed one bird with two birds with one stone.
Right. You get that triangle back there, right? That's what we need. Because a lot of teams, they were killing us with the triangle because we had to throw into the Willie Wayne. We had to throw into the triangle every time because we didn't have no safety valves or no or no safety routes or no hot routes or nothing. We always were throwing into that triangle. So we actually have that now. So you got to have a good safety. So I understood why we went safety there, and I felt like we actually even needed another safety at that position, so we don't have to rely on one guy to do it, because that's just asking a lot for a guy coming in. But he's probably going to get significant playing time. So our third pick, this was the head scratcher at the moment.
Roberts flips to the left side. Prabula under pressure again. And he's taken down.
Nice. 24, huh?
That's the question. 24, right? Should he be able to wear 24? See, I like that he's in coverage right there. Might not be his strength, but he can go in coverage.
Yeah, he's an outside linebacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
But basically. Ooh, you see who that is?
Yeah, that's your boy. That's him right there.
Ooh, nice shed that tackle. Come here.
Yep.
So he might come in and be a third down rusher.
Yeah, he
might even come. Go ahead.
Running that 3-4 right there.
Yeah.
Come off the edge right there all day. You gotta have good linebackers to do this.
Yeah. So we're gonna rely on his speed.
And his IQ, his football IQ, to be able to read these plays.
You're right. Ooh, that was sick right there. Ooh, he split that. So he's going with his speed. He's going to be a speed rusher. Let's see, what's the stats? 6'4", 255, ranked 166 out of 852. Okay, I like it. So
Yeah.
at the time, like I said, at the time though, we weren't sure what was going on with that, because we were like, why do we need? We just got Quiddy Pay, but we got somebody that's gonna take the space of Tyree Wilson. Now that tells me though, Malcolm Kuntz, you on the clock, Brody. You got to perform this year. So I mean, otherwise you're gonna be out of a job, because I don't know, because we already extended you twice. So this is Spy Tech. I see what you're doing here. So I want to. Well, what grade would you guys give it in the chat? What grade would you guys give this grade? I mean, this pick. I'm curious, because this was kind of like the dark horse for, no, not necessarily the dark horse, because the next pick might have been that, but this is the head scratcher, but now it makes sense. So what do you guys grade that? And while y'all thinking about it, please hit that like button. Go on and rate that like button one time for your boy and your boy. So what would you give this grade now that you slept on it, Pizzle?
I give him a B. I give him a nice B right there. You know, but we have to wait until he's in there against grown men too. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the pick is a B. I'll give him a B on that pick.
Yeah, I'll go with that. So I agree. I agree. Agree. Let's see. See who else we have here. All right. So then after that, we went guard. I don't have his clip. And I want to talk about him specifically, because O-line was a position that we, coming into this draft, we said we needed to address. Mm-hmm. And we did a whole lot. I see, we're doing a lot of make one move that's going to help us now, but really it's a future move too. Like Tyler Lindenbaum, it's a fix for a need right now, but we also know that now it shores up. Okay, we know what's happening with JPJ. We got a fully healthy Colton Miller because he didn't come back last year because we were so bad. It was no need to risk him getting injured. So now you on the clock, Brody. You got to earn your money. You're not contract year, but you got to earn your money. So it kind of brought some stability to our line already. So we didn't have to add a bunch of pieces like 2 or 3 linemen or get 2 linemen in the free agency and 1 in the draft. We were at the luxury to go get a lineman in the draft, and we picked up 1. And you said you looked at his tape, so how did you feel about him?
He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. He looks like he does the outside zone, which is what we need. We need to get some of that going, so because that's what we're going to run. So we got to get guys, like you said, that fit the scheme. So in order to do that, you got to get the guys that you want that can run the scheme, because you can't bring in a bunch of power guys to run zone.
Yeah. So we'll talk about him. I think our people like to talk O-line because our video talking about the O-line was was received well by you guys. So we'll talk about that and what our O-line will look like with this one piece. So the number 4 pick that went 101, Jermod McCoy. This is the one we're talking about. My boy, this is the dark horse pick right here. This is the pick that if it hits, then it's good. If it don't, then oh well, we gave up a 4th round. Another win-win situation we putting ourselves in. So I like the pick. I don't know if we had to go 4th round with it, but I like going 4th round with it because it let him know that we got faith in you. Now we need the best out of you.
Yeah, my only thing is the injury. Other than that, he seems to be like if we didn't have the injury, he probably would have been the number 1 corner in the league or in the draft. So, but with ifs and buts, right? But as far as he's got talent. Could his wheels hold on? Could his shock absorber hold up?
Right.
Because that's what you need, a shock absorber.
So the thing is, they were saying that it's not so much that he torn his ligament.
Yeah.
It's like there's some kind of plug that's in there.
They gave him a bone plug. He did tear his ACL, and then they went in there and seen that he had some kind of thing like Todd Gurley had, and they went in there and dug it out and put a bone plug in there.
Yeah. So and they were like, okay, maybe if you go ahead and get a surgery now, then your long term will be won't be compromised as much. Yeah. Versus if you try to go out there and perform on it now, injured a little bit, then we do a cleanup surgery, it might not be no more playing at a high level. So even if we were to keep him out this year, going to get that surgery right now, I'm with it. Like even if it take him a year. Like he sit out this year and he come play next year, and then we gotta wait 2 years to see if we gonna get something out of him. I'm with that. If y'all want, if that's what they saw in him, because really it could be a steal. Because corner position is something that we do need to lock down. We do need to lock down, and you can never have too many corners. Because if you got ball hawking corners, that scares the quarterback. I promise you. The quarterback do not want to throw it anywhere, knowing that somebody might come from somewhere and he don't know where he came from.
Right.
So I'm with this pick. What grade would you guys in the chat give this pick? I'm going to give this pick a B, solid B, but really with all upside. It's just got all upside for me. I'm with it.
Yeah, we're not going to lose anything, like you said. What are we going to lose? A 4th rounder?
Yeah.
That's not a bad exchange for the tremendous amount of upside that we can get out of this kid or young man. Actually,
yeah. I keep calling them kids too because I was like, let me stop calling them kids, call them young men, because they're gonna be grown men paying other grown people bills too in a minute.
Yep.
So
Yeah, there's a lot of upside.
Yeah, a lot of upside. So, but our other 4th round pick, this is the one I'm excited about the most. This is the pick that I'm the most excited about. I call him M-Dub. I already got nicknames for him and everything. I got nicknames for Mendoza too, El Capitan. But he ain't ready for that yet. He gotta earn it. I gotta put it out there before somebody try to steal it or take it or say it. He's El Capitan. That's what we calling him. But this guy, M-Dub, I got a nickname for him, Mike Washington Jr. Let's look at his. Is this? Hold on, this ain't him. Hold on. Let me get the right guy. Man, I went and watched his tape. I went and started watching his games because I was like, hold on. This can't be like what I think I see, and it was what I thought I saw. So check this out. 6.4 yards per carry. You like that, Pizzle?
Yep, I sure do.
You like that? 6'2". He's probably like 6'1", 228. They say 225, whatever.
They said he ran the 40 at 240, bro.
Yeah, I heard it was. I heard it was like even like a 4.33.
Yeah,
let's just say. So let's just say he like 4.3. Let's just say 4.3. We the people, what's good with it? Let's say 4.3 at 225. Let's look at this boy video. Let's look at this video. I was impressed. Oh my God. That's how you start a highlight tape.
Yep. Trucking somebody
running full speed and don't lose momentum. Get it. So you know what? I called him Bad Intentions. That's his nickname. He is bad intended. He's bad intentions. Because look how violent he runs. Look how violent his feet are. His feet are violent. That means he's hard to tackle. And I like his speed and his fluidity. And after, I promise you, you get ran over by a little Jeanty, right? And then you got this guy running y'all over. The defense is going to get tired of attacking that. I'm telling y'all. We're going to take a lot of people's soul this year. We're going to take a lot of people's heart. Let me just say that because I know what culture we live in now. But look how violent he runs. See how he hit the hole? You're not going to want to tackle that, man. You're going to have to do that. Jump on him. I like his patience. See how he set that up? Don't get hit. Get trucked. Look at that. Get trucked. So this is a pick I like. Look at that.
To the house.
To the crib. So this is a pick I like.
Oh,
and I'm saying this is an A pick for us right here. And at the time that we picked it, we went defense, and it was time to go offense, right? They didn't want no more of that.
Hook, dude. He's going to be off the hook, bro. Look at this guy. Bam.
You remind me of like the Brian Robinson.
You know who he looks like to me is Jamal. Is it Jamal Anderson? Wasn't that the guy that was on the Atlanta Falcons?
Jamal Anderson?
Yeah, Jamal. He was on the Falcons when
the Dirty Bird.
When Homeboy was there, right? When Michael Vick was there.
Yeah.
You know, every player ran like him after that season because Madden liked the way that he ran. So all the runners ran like that guy.
I like this comparison. This is a good comparison. This is a real good comparison with the people. Adrian Peterson. How hard Adrian Peterson ran because McFadden ran like Peterson, but McFadden was easy to knock over off his feet. Like he was easy to, but everything else was like Adrian Peterson. except for he was easy to tackle. But this guy remind me of him, so that's a good one. I might have to use that. I don't know if Jeanty got competition, but I don't know because you said he does. You said ain't nothing wrong with a little competition, Pizzle. You said that.
But what I'm saying is that they're going to be complementary. Like I said,
Yeah,
Jesse's going to bust one, and then this guy's going to be like, all right, now I got to go out there and I got to try and show him up. I got to go and do me. You know what I mean? So they're going to feed off of each other like that, or vice versa. He's going to come in and he's going to be running over some fools, and Jesse's going to be like, well, I got to go out there and prove why I'm the number 6 pick. Woo!
right. That's a good competition to have.
It is. It is going to be a good competition, but I don't think Jensen's going to take the back seat. I think he's going to be still the starter, unless he gets hurt.
Sure. Right.
You know, but I like the, you know, I like the Tyrone Wheatley, you know, and McFadden.
Oh yeah, like what Wheatley and what's my boy name?
Crockett.
Wheatley. It was Wheatley and Charlie Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner, but we also had
and Crockett. But we got a Zach Crockett. It's the guy from Pittsburgh.
Right.
The fullback, Hayward. Yeah, they're gonna feed off each other for sure. So what do you guys give this? What do you guys give this pick? I'm curious. Is this an A pick for you guys? Do you guys think this was an A pick? And the comp Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, yeah, y'all ain't mad at it. It's gonna be like Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery. I just think it gives Ice Cube. I think it gives him another toy to play with. You know what I'm saying? I think it gives him some more options. Give him more options. You're not going to be able to key in on Brock Bowers. That's what this is boiling down to. And if we're going to take this year to establish the run, then our receivers are not as important. They're important, but they're not as important. But if you have defenses with their eyes in the backfield, our wide receivers are going to be able to run and get open. When we got those wide receivers out the drafts, we're going to see what's up with them because, like you say, you're not part of this regime, but y'all getting action because a lot of time those players get released out. But they're getting action right now, and y'all getting a clean slate because really y'all didn't even get a fair chance last year. So much people think that y'all not even worth the picks that y'all got drafted at.
Yeah.
So you guys going to get your chance this year. I'm very excited. This pick really have me thinking, okay, we have a vision, we have a plan. This is what we're doing. I'm with it. Win, lose, or draw. I'm at least seeing us making competent decisions.
Yep.
So, and these competent chances and decisions that are actually falling in line, that's how you win championships. That's how you win a championship. And the thing about it is, usually we'll make some good move or a good attempt and it fall through. We're seeing pieces fall in line. We're seeing pieces fall in line, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing it. So, Bruce Willis, what's up?
Yeah, the Oregon guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good. I've seen some of his footage too. He looked good. He's a good wide receiver, right? That's the wideout we got. Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good. Looks better than Thornton.
No, see that, but we don't know though.
We don't know because he ain't playing grown men yet. But
Thornton played good week 1, right? And then as a team we looked terrible from that point on. Like he got the speed.
He was dropping balls. He was dropping balls. He was doing other stuff too. He wasn't really showing up like he was.
I've been scared out there as a rookie last year. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying I think he's gonna have a better chance this year to show really who he is than he did last year. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna have a better quarterback to throw him the ball, right? And he's gonna have a better scheme. They might be able to scheme him open better. Right, we know they're going to scheme open Bowers. They're probably going to use Tucker the same way that they used J.U. whatever the hell his name was, J.U.B. or whatever. Because
Jackson Smith and Jigma.
Yeah, we're gonna draw him up because he's quick, right? So we'll probably use him. We might move him to the slot and let him work right out and do these little trick plays that JUB did or JBU or whatever did. So I see possibly that happening too for Tucker. And maybe Thornton will go to the outside, or this guy that we just drafted will go to the outside. There's gonna we got plenty of wide receivers, but we have to, like you said, like I said earlier, they're gonna have to prove themselves that they want to be part of this lineup. If they don't want to be part of this roster, then they'll be gone next year or within the next 2 years, because that's just how it's gonna go.
Jet Li said he gives this a B+ only because he could have got a D tackle or more of a team need.
We needed another running back.
We did need another running back. Although I'm a fan favorite of. You know what I'm saying? But I like this guy though for sure. So
what about Fredo?
D tackle. I think D tackle. We're gonna go after a high end D tackle next year. That's what I believe.
I wanted a D tackle too, but I'm over it. There's nothing we can do about it. That time came and gone, bro.
You said. Go ahead.
That's to me that was the second most important thing to get, other than Fernando Mendoza. We needed to get him in the second round, and then we draft back. We let the Texans come up and get homeboy from Ohio State, which they're going to have a really good defense. They were the best defense last year. They're going to really crush it this year with that guy.
Who that?
The Texans had the number one defense, I think, last year.
Oh yeah.
So now they just upgraded with that DT. They're going to be a wrecking to deal with for sure. It's going to be hard. But we'll see.
I'm with you on this one. We the people. I think them rookies. You just took their confidence away, because even a veteran wide receiver out there couldn't get no money out there. Our offense was just terrible, man. Fredo, what's up? Fredo.
The offensive line, the quarterback play. I mean, even Jeanty, right? Every time he got the ball, he got hit in the backfield like 60 or 70% of the time. Like, how do you expect anybody to go forward if you get hit as soon as you get the ball? Like but that comes down to the coaching too. And I held Pete Carroll and his son responsible for that kind of play. And Chip Kelly was a big part of it too. But really, for me, it fell the whole weight fell on Pete Carroll. He should have been he's looking at that tape every week, and he's like, yeah, let's just keep running the offensive line the way it's being run. Like, that's what retards do, bro. Like, we know that was the weak link.
I think that he was really just leaving the offense to Chip Kelly. And I'm thinking that he was thinking they were going to get rid of Chip Kelly and not him. But freaking Kubiak came open it. I mean, became available, and they was like, well, bro, you ain't got to go home. You ain't got to go to Seattle, but you got to get up out of here.
Yeah. Well, we wanted Ben Johnson last year, right? But we didn't have the number one pick, right? They already had Kalen Williams, so he's all right. I can work with him, right? So, and that's fine. But now we got the best coach of the free agency this year, so we're a year late, but we ain't $1 short. This guy's won a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator already. And there's not too many guys, Ben Johnson didn't do that. Kyle Shanahan didn't do that. So, he knew that he had to run the ball. He didn't try to be the smartest guy in the room. He just tried to he just did what he had to do to win. He called perfect games. Look at the championship game against the Rams. Perfect game, dude. Called a perfect game. Like, what more do you want? That's what you want. You want your offensive coordinator dialed in. calling the perfect games.
Right. So we started the draft offense. Then we went defense. Then we went offense, then defense, then offense, then defense. So we went kind of balanced. And this was our other safety that we went and got, Dalton Johnson. Now, the beautiful thing about that is he played with Treydan Stukes, right?
Yeah, Stokes.
So now we have continuity at the second level with our linebackers. We have continuity on the back end. So another thing showing us that, look, we're playing for right now because we want to hit the ground jogging. I heard somebody say that, so I didn't make that up. We hit the ground jogging, but we also giving them young players some time to develop, because if they're not it right now, they're going to be it in like year 3. Like, because like you say, once you get like year 3 into your regime, like we're going to be a force. Like we're building a bully here, y'all. That's why I'm excited. I wasn't excited last year. I was hopeful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited based on what I'm seeing, not some just, I have faith based on what I'm seeing. I'm not hopeful because I'm like, okay, cool. Pete Carroll going to come here. Really all I need him to do is to change the culture, to get some rid of the fuckery that's going on. And then they got rid of all the fuckery and we started all over. So it was cool. It was cool. They even got rid of Patrick Graham. And I was like, y'all, Patrick Graham is getting scapegoat up out of here, but it's cool.
Well, I don't think he got scapegoated, bro. I got tired of watching that cover one and those and our corners being 10 yards off on a 3rd and 2, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's not how you stop someone on 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3, bro. You got to get up in their face. You got to get them. You got to make sure they can't get on their mark. You got to be physical on the line. The Raiders are known for physical one-on-one coverage, bro. Not this drop zone shit that we've been running. We have to stay true to what we are, bro, or what we were.
So we got Dalton Johnson, 7 pass defenders, 97 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 4 picks. This is the thing I like, his PFF ranking 30 out of 900.
Yep, 914.
I like that. I like that.
Too.
So let's take a look at how he get there.
5'11", 192.
I like that. Have some range.
Yep.
Play the ball. Whoa. See, you thought you had that man open? That's what I mean by coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, you got to have that explosive speed.
Yeah, I like to see you score right there, buddy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he wanted to score right there too, but sometimes
no, but he should have started cutting earlier. But no, I'm being critical because I'm a. He snatched that though.
That was like a Jack Johnson play right there, except he wasn't able to bring it to the house.
Yeah, but it's cool though. I ain't tripping like that. Oh, nice.
Lit him up.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Finish the play.
Yep.
Come here, boy. Open field tackles. I like that. Don't fall for no fuckery. I like how he no false steps. I like that. Blow that up.
Yep.
Because it's going to be a lot of times where it's going to be we're going to be in one-on-one situations where it's going to be the player and our defender.
Yeah.
And we're going to rely on him to make the tackle and not miss the tackle. Generally, you want to have hats to the ball, but we're scheming everything up. In the middle of the field is a place that we got to really keep our eye on. And I like how these people that we bringing in, they're not afraid to tackle. Like, look at that. He was being blocked and got the tackle. Look. Look. The party ain't over. See how he punches the ball? Bang.
Yep.
That's what we need right there, y'all. I like what I see with that. So with that, so we shaping out our secondary. I think our secondary was critical. We needed to get that taken care of. Now we can kind of breathe and find us a D tackle. Like I said, I think we're gonna get a good D tackle in the draft next year. Willie Wayne said another ball hawk. He said Bruce Willis says even without getting a D tackle, we all wanted our defense a lot better now, especially secondary, and I agree with that. So, what you think about that? The Arizona exchange.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's what we need to do. We got to get everybody on the same criteria, on the same level, thinking the same way.
Let me see. He said it wasn't his fault. Well, okay, I could go with that. But what I'm saying is he could have set that up better where he could have ran by him on the sideline, because when he first got the ball, he took off like he was going to keep running, like he was going to run right by him. But dude had the angle, so he slowed down. And the dude, he was lollygag. He could have at least got in the way. But he could have set that block up like he was getting ready to run inside and then go back outside to give him enough room to slow him down to run by him. But I'm not being that critical about it. I just like, when you that close to the house, it's like going to the beach. Like the water right there. Just you gotta get to the water, man. So no, but
don't bring sand to the beach. I don't bring sand to the beach either.
No, don't bring the sand to the beach. So I like that pick right there for our secondary. And then after that we went Hezekiah Massis out of Cal Berkeley. Another ball hawk. Then we went Malik Benson, Oregon, wide receiver. And then we went Brandon Cleveland, D tackle. And we'll talk about these guys. I'll get some video clip for you guys. I didn't want to show clips for everybody for the interest of time. But
well, at least we got a D tackle late in the rounds.
Right. At least we got one at least to see what he does. Malik Benson out of Oregon. What do you guys think about that? Because I think
he likes to go up and get the ball. I'll give him that. He goes up and gets it. Those 50-50s, he'll go up and get it.
Let me see if I can find his. Because
What up, Anthony Estrada?
Let me see if I can find Malik Wilson real quick. I mean, what's his name? Malik what? Benson. So overall, what would you give our grade? Brandon Cleveland. What would you give our overall draft grade? Just did you give it to us already, or?
No, but I'm thinking, a B plus A, somewhere right around in there. The only thing I didn't really like is the injured player guy.
Yeah. So high, right?
Yeah, but it's all right. Stukes. He's a little high for my liking too, but if they really thought that someone else was going to get him soon after us, then I guess we weren't reaching.
Yeah, that's how I kind of take it. Is like, well, somebody's going to take them at some point,
mm-hmm.
And we decide we're going to beat them to the draw. Like on paper, it might be a reach, but not really, because he was supposed to go first in the first round, and he's still in the draft. So You might want to grab him at some point. All right, let's take a look at our guy here. Let's take a look at Malik. Let's see, 43 receptions, 719 yards, 6 touchdowns, 16 yards, 6'1", 195. Not really big, but let's see how if he can stretch the field.
He wears the number 4. That's cool. Let him wear that.
Oh, wait. Oh, what'd you say?
He wears the number 4 too. We could keep that number.
Okay.
Maybe he'll make it a winning number.
He's getting the ball thrown to him by what? A top 2 quarterback next year draft.
Oh yeah. That wouldn't have been a catch in the NFL though. Let's just be. But he'll work on his foot. He'll work on his footwork. Look, he's fast.
Get through there. Get through there then. I like that.
Yeah, he's fast as hell. At the Peach Bowl, huh?
Yeah. Family. Back shoulder. Nice hands.
Yeah, that's what Fernando Mendoza throws that a lot. Nice little trickery play right there. Little handout, little, what do they call that?
Oh, wow. I like that, catching with his hands, not his body.
Yeah. Punt return.
Get around that corner. Can he get there? Oh, yeah, he out of there.
He to the house for sure.
Ooh, that's tough. That's a pass right there. Good pass.
That's a perfect pass right there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I like him. He catches with his hands. So
yep, I like that guy too. Yeah, I told you he was bad.
So do you think number 24, we was having this debate real quick before we leave. 24, do you think it should be able to be worn by my boy Keyron Crawford?
I don't care who wears the number, man. It's a number. I know that a lot of what up, Raider Ben?
What up, Ben?
I know a lot of people hold a lot of these numbers sacred. No, that's Willie Brown's the first guy to wear number 24. That made it, made it famous. And then, Woodson took it over. And then,
he did it well. He did it well. And he had the most pressure because he was a DB too at that.
Yeah. Well, so was Willie Brown.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. He's actually wearing it after another cornerback that he had to come behind. This dude, he don't have a number 24 as a lineman. You're not gauging it against nobody. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be great. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, for me, there's other numbers that are that are just as popular. 25, right? 25 is who? Lindikoff, right? Then you got number 12, Kenny Stabler. You got 16, you got Plunkett, 77, Lyle Alzado, 72. All these numbers, dude, they're all significant. And then, you got Art Shell and Upshaw's numbers. I mean, but we don't retire numbers, so whoever gets them, gets them.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me tell you what the experts gave our draft. Danny Kelly from The Ringer gave us an A+, called it a home run draft that addressed the quarterback need. And we had day 3 steals. Mel Kiper Jr. says praise the selection of Mendoza and the high upside risk taken on Jermod McCoy. Sports Illustrated noted that GM's John Spytek successfully balanced immediate needs with long-term rebuilding blocks. So everybody is saying we did good. And I even seen other team fans were even giving us props. I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying? But it also shows that the NFL is more exciting when the Raiders are good. And there's no denying what we're doing right now is really good. So, like I said, if anytime you guys want to drink the Kool-Aid, now is the time to drink it. Because we've been drinking Tang this whole time. This is real Kool-Aid. We got real Kool-Aid. Y'all don't even want to taste it. We've been drinking Tang this whole time. I'm telling y'all, this is the real Kool-Aid.
We've been drinking Kool-Aid with no sugar.
Yeah, there we go. Kool-Aid with no sugar. There we go. We've been drinking Kool-Aid with no sugar. So, I think if I want to give us a grade in the draft, I want to say maybe A minus B plus. Because I think we could have went nose tackle at that 4th position instead of going on that flyer. Because if we was going on the flyer, we could have went on the flyer with a D tackle. But I understood why they did that, because that was kind of like the one pick that kind of didn't make, I won't say it didn't make sense, but it just was like, that was a emotional pick. And not to say that they didn't plan that out, because I'm sure they did discuss that, because that wasn't like a knee-jerk reaction, but everything else you could see it had a plan behind it. And this was just one of those, like, we're just gonna put 1,000 on green right now. So that's kind of like what we did right there.
Right.
Would you say the O lineman that we picked up from Texas A&M is good? He's a hell of a blocker. Nice. Yeah, we need that. We need that. And he plays center, so that means they're gonna move him to guard. So you said Marshawn Lynch was the last one to rock the 24. Marcus Peters. Yep.
Yeah, but
Let
those guys
McCoy wear 24.
Yeah, I understand that, but the guy who made the number famous is Old Man Willie.
Oh man, Willie Brown. So yeah, man, y'all hit the subscribe button, man. Join the sub club.
Yep.
And
thanks for coming through. Checking us out.
Yes, sir. Reaction Monday to the draft. Now that we had time to sleep on it, I think we did fairly well by our franchise. This is the end of the off season. Now we're getting ready to go to the preseason or OTAs and all that.
Yeah, we got OTAs coming up.
Well, when I say preseason, I mean like before the season, not preseason games. Like now that the draft and all that stuff is over, the off season is officially over. Now it's time to get this roster underway. See what our undrafted players. We'll talk about them next show. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button so y'all can pull up with us.
We got to get these guys into football shape. I'm not talking about the football shape that we're used to right now. I'm talking about real football shape.
Is that real football shape?
Well, these guys, a lot of these Ravens were complaining that John Hardball had them in pads more than they were supposed to be. Well, if you want to win, that's what you got to do, dude. If you don't want to be a winner, then be a whiner and don't dress, and then find out what happens. Like he's doing it for your own benefit, because if you're not in that kind of shape, you're not gonna last long. Look at all you got to do is go look at how many torn ACLs and shit have been happening. Achilles tendons have been happening since 2010. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I was saying 1,000 on green, because on the roulette wheel there's black and then there's red, then there's green.
There's one.
I wasn't talking about the peas, bro. Hey, speaking of peas though, and trees, if you smoke them, if you got them. But we see y'all when we see y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. We'll see y'all like on Wednesday.